Welcome back to a Beekeeper's Diary podcast. We're now on the 9th of May. It's Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock-ish. I've just had quite a pleasant beekeeping session. So where am I at now? We're 2 weeks into queens being released in the main hive. I could go and check. I could have gone through the hive and checked exactly what's going on, but I'm going to leave it to next week and see what they're up to. So hopefully I should have one laying queen by then, and all the carnage should have settled down, that have sorted themselves out. So I've just left the main brood alone in my main hive. And I've got 4 supers, the honey collecting boxes on top, and I'd brought with me my bee escapes, the things you put between the honey boxes you want to remove and the rest of the hive to try and filter off some bees. It's like a one-way valve. In theory, doesn't always work out that way. And so I've gone through the oldest boxes, the oldest supers, to see what the state of readiness of the honey is. Normally by this time of year I would have probably taken some honey off, especially if there's oilseed rape, but there isn't any in this area that I've noticed, and I'm not getting oilseed rape vibes off the honey or the colour of, the state of the bees coming back to the hive. So even the longest serving super there is only half capped off with wax. So I've done a shake test on it as well, where you hold the frame horizontally and give it a shake to see if any nectar splashes out, which if you've got oilseed rape, even if the frames aren't capped, you can give it a shake test and that nectar is not coming out of the frames, and you're safe to extract it before leaving it too long and it gets set solid in the frames. But I don't think this is oilseed rape, and I've given them the shake test and they're still a little bit drippy, so I'm going to leave it for next week and let the bees do what they're doing, let them cap them off as if this is normal summer honey. I think be my tactic this year. I may regret it, but that's what I'm going to go with my gut. It should be okay. And then my nuke, which had the old queen in, a few events there. As I've been saying, I'm not happy with the temperament of the bees there. They're very pingy off the veil and very followy, and will follow a good distance, which I don't really want, as where I return to is where other people are, and I don't want to bring a load of angry bees with me back to the good people that let me keep the bees in the hive, in their land. So I feel a responsibility to keep docile bees, whereas if it was my land or a bit further away, I'd have let them be. So I've ordered a new queen from Becky's Bees, and which is very good service, in that I selected this week has been the week I wanted to be delivered, and I could select the day I wanted to receive the bee as well. So I elected for Friday postage to arrive on Saturday. Sure enough, the postman was knocking on my door before 1 p.m. with a unblemished package. So he'd obviously taken good care of this queen. This guy's delivered bees to me before, so I think he knows the score. But yeah, it was in pristine condition, so thanks to Royal Mail as well for not battering the parcel. So I've brought the bee out to the nuke. I've also, the nuke as well was packed out and needed moving on to the main hive. So I'd already brought some equipment down, so I replaced a full-size hive on the spot where the nuke was, and I transferred all the frames over to a full-sized hive. They were near enough all brood with one frame of stores, so they're getting ready to really get going. So I filled all the the gaps in with foundation and found the old queen, dispatched her quickly and placed her locally to compost the land, and I've placed the new queen in the queen cage into the hive, and I'm using a method I saw from Griff. He's a Welsh beekeeper called Griff. He's got quite a popular Gwenyn Gruffydd or Griffith Gwenyn. He's got a good YouTube channel. He's a bee farmer, and he introduced me to this method of when you buy queens, they come in a plastic cage which has got plastic tabs on it. So you snap the tabs off, and then that exposes fondant as plugs. And the idea being is the bees eat their way through the fondant. It allows time for the bees to accept the queen and accept her pheromones and not kill her. And by eating their way through the fondant, obviously it's food to feed and slows down the release of the queen into the colony. But what he has learned from other people and does himself is you snap the tabs off, put some masking tape, as if you're doing some painting, around those tabs, where the tabs were, poke a little hole in each side just to start the bees off, and then that just delays the release as they eat through the paper. Then they go through the fondant and then release the queen. So it just slows down the process, and apparently has a nice introduction rate doing that. So I've tried that this time. I've done various methods. I've put a queen in there, left the tabs on, come back a few days later and snap the tabs off just to delay the process. I've introduced the queen into a queenless nuke and then introduced the nuke to a hive. That's my favourite method, but it's time consuming and resource consuming. So let's try this one, see what happens. So fingers crossed. The bees were all having a look at her, and it could be my imagination, but it seems the bees' temperament settle down almost quite quickly. It's quite strange, because I'm sitting here now and I'm not being harassed at all by the bees, and whereas previously they were quite antsy. So who knows? I mean, that seems miraculously quick, but I'm not currently getting harassed, so this is good. Hopefully she's accepted and we're going to make a lovely colony. I'll assess my main hive's queen bee's temperament once she's out, but normally the progeny of grumpy bees are even grumpier, so that one's got a question mark beside it, but we shall see. So yeah, sitting in the field, I can hear the skylarks, the swallows are back. Pigeons, I think I heard linnets flying over earlier. I wasn't quick enough with my bird ID app. Yeah, hope you're all well. Thank you to all the new listeners. Ever expanding list of cities that people listen from. I think it was 230 now. This is madness. And I hadn't been notified. I had some comments on Spotify which I hadn't been notified about, but now I've seen them, so I've replied to people that have commented, so thank you. Yeah, always nice to receive messages. As long as I notice them, I'll reply. And obviously I've got my Instagram as well, Beekeeper's Diary Podcast on Instagram, so I'll be posting a few videos and pictures on there if you're interested. Right, onwards and upwards. I hope you have a nice week, and I'll catch you next time.